I'm excited to talk to you today about a very important issue that likely affects all of us in this room, whether you're a content creator or a marketer. There's an epidemic sweeping the millennial generation, and it's not showing any signs of slowing down. It's called RDAS, rapidly declining attention spans, and it appears to have 5 major causes. Number 1 is email. Gone are the romantic days of email. If you're like me, you're probably bouncing a couple inboxes that look like this. Number 2 is text messaging. Texting, the mere sound of text messaging causes panic and anxiety in all of us. You hear these sounds, and you immediately want to drop everything that you're doing and find your mobile device. Number 3 is Facebook. The news feed is like a gossip magazine on steroids. You've got the exploits of all the crazy characters in your life sitting there waiting to be consumed. Number 4 is Twitter. It sounds like such an innocent concept at first, but then you get into it, you're hawking over it, you need to be in the know, you need to be the first of that big story, and you need to do your 47 followers justice. Number 5 is gaming. We all remember playing Tetris in our parents' basement. Now we've got Angry Birds. It's 10 times as addictive, and it's sitting there in your pockets with those damn pigs taunting you 24/7. So how is this affecting online video? Well, Visible Measures, a leading analytics firm online, looked at the viewing behavior data of 100 million uniques online. They determined what the average viewer abandonment rate was by viewing time. Unfortunately, the results are pretty scary. After only 10 seconds, 20% of your audience are leaving your videos. After 30 seconds, a third of your audience are leaving your videos. And after 90 seconds, you've said goodbye to over half your audience. Now, as someone who's trying to help marketers connect with online storytellers, the idea of storytelling dying was keeping me up at night. But then, as if sent from above, I met the talented troupe of writers, actors, and producers behind 5secondfilms.com. As their name suggests, they've got a pretty unique approach to storytelling. Their one shortcoming might be that they actually kind of suck at math. You see, each one of their videos has 2 seconds of beginning titles, 5 seconds of film, and 1 second of end titles, for a total of 8 seconds, not 5. But 40 million views later, it appears that people have forgiven them for this minor gaffe. For any stat junkies out there, they get about 250,000 stumbles per month. They've got 13,000 fans on Facebook, and they've got 65,000 subscribers on YouTube. They've got a 97% successful view-through rate, and they generate 120,000 views per day across their own site, 5secondfilms.com, and their YouTube channel. Now, I want to show you some examples, but before I do so, my lawyer suggested I show this first. So hopefully we're cool now. The first one's Late for Work. It's generated over 3 million views to date. I don't know if it's going to resonate with you today because we're at the beautiful Banff Springs Hotel, but imagine watching this on a Monday morning after a terrible commute to work. Oh, fuck! Now they're pretty quick, and a lot of users actually watch these twice, so I'll tee it up one more time. Oh, some of the jokes stay with you. You find yourself laughing maybe an hour after the fact. This one's one of my personal favorites. It's called Missing. And again, I'll show it one more time. Notice there's no stapler in his hand. And 5-second films doesn't shy away from the tough questions either, like what do girls do when they go to the bathroom together?
Do you have a tampon? Oh, yeah.
What are they doing in there?
Get inside me! Get in now! Just do what she says! Sir?
What are they doing in there?
What are we doing in here? I need your help in the bathroom. Oh!
What are they doing in there?
Any second now, okay? Come on, make out.
So those are some fun examples, but how do we plan to partner with brands and agencies when the videos are so short? Well, we did a lot of research and we determined that 30-second pre-roll ads don't work with 5-second films. So we went back to the drawing board and came up with a few other alternatives. The first up is video clusters. The idea is pretty simple. The brand would give us a branded theme and we generate 10 original videos and help seed them online. If you're a moving company, maybe that theme would be Moving Day. Each of the 10 videos should generate on average about 60,000 views over the first 30 days. So you're looking at 600,000 views across the entire cluster. We made this one just as an example to show how a brand could be included. It's brought to you by Your Hull.
Thanks for having me move, man.
Yeah, girl, it's cool. We only got 86 more loads to go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
You can see that the brand was given display at the beginning of the video, there's a watermark on the video itself, and then there's this call to action at the end. We'll watch it one more time.
Thanks for having me move, man.
Yeah, girl, it's cool. We only got 86 more loads to go.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
So it's pretty fun, and we're working on fun ways for users to be able to share this as well. This is a playlist generator, so users would simply drag and drop their favorite videos from the list above, which could be curated by a brand, and then they'll be provided with the URL that they can share with their friends online. And sticking with the moving day theme, they might take that URL and send it to their strongest friends in hopes that they'll help them come moving day. So that's sponsored video clusters. Up next is sponsored collaborations. The idea is to go outside the walls of 5secondfilms.com and bring people's favorite content to life. We've got a couple exciting partners on board, both of which are wildly popular and who have primarily text-based content, which is a key element. Urban Dictionary is the de facto slang dictionary online, and Bro Bible is a modern-day maxim. The idea would work something like this. Urban Dictionary has their wildly popular word of the day. It's got 2 million daily subscribers across a number of different platforms. The idea would be to have 5-second films bring this piece of content to life, and maybe someone like a Monster or a Workopolis could sponsor a word like Hit the Slide, where we highlight regular Joes quitting their everyday job in search of their dream gig by hitting the slide, maybe out of a retail job or out of a bank, if anyone remembers that JetBlue employee who quit his job pretty famously. The idea would be to share that video on both Urban Dictionary and 5secondfilms.com's presence. The same principles apply to Bro Bible. I'm running a little short on time, but the idea would be to bring to life some of their advice content. I do have a final thought before I go. This is one of my childhood idols, MacGyver. He was one of the masters of creativity, in my opinion. He could save the world with the contents of a 5th grader's backpack, and he epitomizes one of my favorite sayings, which is that creativity loves constraint. I think 5-Second Films embodies what that saying is all about too. And on behalf of 5-Second Films and my company, Conversated Media, we'd love to work with any of the marketers or agencies in the room in dealing with the constraint of rapidly declining attention spans. Thank you.
So, Raymond, I'll start with you from a media perspective. Any comments or questions?
The thing I'm most impressed with is actually you thought about how to actually build a product that you could actually present to an advertiser and to an agency. That's very well done.
Thank you.
Fun?
Well, I like it. I think this micro storytelling kind of like hits because it hits like attention, like the cultural attention, and that is that online people just do not have a long attention span. So I think you deliver pretty well on that with 5 seconds.
Cool.
Adrian?
Tyler, good presentation.
Thank you.
Well delivered. Business ideas side, very good. So, yeah, I mean, it plays to the ADD lifestyle, which we're living in, good or bad. You can argue that either way. Who's watching your content? What's your audience like?
Well, we reference millennials there. It is a younger demographic. I think it's a lot of young professionals, though, because we see a lot of stuff being forwarded.
You think or you know?
Pardon?
You think or you know?
Well, we know based on the Facebook fans, like the stats that we do get exposed to, where we have like hands-on knowledge of the demographics of those users. And we see a lot of that stuff being shared and consumed during the working day. So we think it's that perfect like coffee break type material. In terms of the gender, it tends to be pretty close to 50-50, skewing a little bit male.
Okay. How are people watching this? How are people consuming it? Like, are they watching it, like you said, you know, kind of 12 o'clock? Are people watching it? Are they watching 5 at a time, just one? Is it more?
On
like,
average,
how are people consuming this?
On average, people watch 4 videos. 4 videos, yeah. And they do tend to watch that first video twice. I think people are so accustomed to longer form content. And when I say longer form, I mean like a minute or 2. So I think they get caught off guard by the speed of these videos. So they watch that first one second, or that first one twice. And as they go on, I think they're used to it and they're sort of on board and paying close attention right from the get-go.
You know, great presentation. I think it's a really tight idea. It's something that you know, any of us could easily walk into a client and explain what it is and what the opportunity could be. I think, you know, Adrian certainly picked up on a couple things. You know, as you go forward, make sure you've got your audience information, that stuff locked down, because that's, you know, those are the first questions you're going to get asked. What's your reach? Who's your target? And, you know, then you'll start to see what's the right fit for my brand. But great job. I think, you know, one thing for you, and I'm going to ask each of the finalists, for anyone in the room that, you know, is distracted with Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or anything else, what is your 140 characters you want to leave the audience with before you go?
It's just that creativity does love constraint. That's something that we found when we found 5-second films. we had 5 seconds to work with, and we're trying to figure out how we can tell a story and continue a story arc from one 5-second film through to maybe 10, like a video cluster. And distribution's a key part, so finding those right fits outside the walls of 5-second films, and I think that might have been 5,000 characters.
Creativity loves constraints.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
We've got a finalist for you.